Welcome back. You're still watching Kaleidoscope on Channels Television. Lilyford Foundation, headed by the chairperson and CEO of Britannia U Nigeria Limited, Mrs. Uju Ifejika, is a not-for-profit organization with the aim of giving back to the society through its various corporate social responsibility initiatives, which of course includes an annual outreach to the less privileged in the society. Find out more about the organization and the activities. In 1999, the Lilyford Foundation began with the intention to continue the legacy of late Chief Ikpeze and Mrs. Elizabeth Chigo Ikpeze, who were known for their philanthropic work in the Ogidi community of Anambra State. Lilyford Foundation is a not-for-profit organization, non-political and non-governmental organization that helps people in need and provides opportunities for people to pursue their dreams and lead better lives. With a vision to provide a helping hand in fighting the challenges of poverty, hunger and basic health, and a mission to achieve a life of giving and promote the values of integrity and selflessness within host communities and beyond. Lilyford Foundation, in collaboration with Britannia U Nigeria Limited and other donors, have helped support thousands of people across Nigeria. The maiden edition of Lilyford Foundation's annual program, Stronger in Health, was successfully launched in Ogalaga Kingdom in Warri Delta State on December 23, 2017, and in Ogidi and Onitsha in Anambra State on December 30th and 31st, 2017. Lilyford Foundation provided medical services and welfare packages to over 9,000 people in both communities, including widows, the elderly, sick, disabled, and orphans. The Lilyford delegation comprised of a medical team, medical doctors, physiotherapists, nurses, pharmacists, optometrists, laboratory scientists, technicians, and other non-medical volunteers. In 2018, through its annual health and welfare program, the Lilyford Foundation provided medical services and welfare packages to over 11,000 people, covering women, children, widows, the sick, disabled, orphans, and the elderly. In 2019, over 12,800 lives were touched through the health and welfare program. In 2020, the outreach became more than necessary, considering the devastating effect of COVID-19 pandemic on the country, which has led to the loss of jobs and a negative impact on the economy in general. The Lilyford Foundation deemed it fit to carry out this program in spite of the logistics and organizational challenges to help provide the medical services and welfare needs of the people. Food items and palliatives were all provided to beneficiaries and stipends given to widows and the elderly from 70 years and above. Over the years, scholarships have been given to secondary and university school students. An annual tradition it's been for Lilyford Foundation, headed by the chairperson and CEO of Britannia U Nigeria Limited, Mrs. Uju Ifejika, who believes in giving back to society.
It's something that we are committed to. Forming a foundation is not supposed to be a one-off thing. Some do it, but I chose not to. What we have done is to keep the legacy of our parents, my mom and my dad. Like I tell people all the time, I grew up not knowing who my siblings are, because everybody who comes into the family is a sibling. And then some you have to shed your bed for them to sleep on because they are older than you. And then when they are going, they have to pack food, pack clothing, and then my dad makes it a point of duty that by every Christmas, he must make provision for widows and elderly. And we will be the one that will go to their houses to go and distribute it. And he did that even being retired. He was a civil servant, but after retirement, he still does that. He was doing it while in office. After retiring, he was still doing it until his last day. So we just said, okay, how do we honor them? The only way to do it is to continue to do this on a yearly basis, because that was what he was doing. But the only thing is that he being a retiree and us, having network where we can on our own do it and then have other partners partner with us. But this year's zone is very remarkable. Remarkable in the sense that, the world is in pain because of the COVID pandemics. And for you to come out to do it at this time, most people called me and said, no, you don't need to do it. But I figured if I don't do it, there are people whose life is dependent on these free medicals. And some of them are sick, not of COVID, but underlying sicknesses, which this yearly thing assists them. Because some of them, they give them drugs that last them for 6 months, So I just said, if you don't, and lives are lost, it's not something that God will be happy with you. So what we did was, you maintain the social distancing, you have your mask, you can see that you have the buckets, for them to wash their hands. There's sanitizer, we have almost about 100 cartons of sanitizer. Then you have face masks. We provided everybody that came with face masks. We have about 5,000 for Onitsha and Ogidi. Why did we do that? So that this is what NCDC protocol requires. We have to do it. And then, but for us, it's not just something different from what we are. But the only thing is that this time around, you have to be more cautious in allowing people. Okay, so for us to do that, they had to have 2 days screening before. They did it 22, 23, and even 26 to screen people, so that when they are coming in, they have their numbers. They come in, they will be attended to as they call out their numbers, which we didn't do last year. And then for the widows, the same thing. If you're a widow, you're not here physically, they will not give you this thing, because we want the people who are the beneficiaries to be touched, not people collecting and maybe not give to them. So we just decided this year, you have to come in, register, and take up what we have. Each widow here, they gave us almost 400 and close to 500 widows here. Those ones are the ones that are registered, but the number that they gave us was almost 1,000. But we have made provision to provide for them, all of them. And then provide them with wrappers, 5,000 each, and then rice. The children, they're going to have they have the school bags for them. They have toys for them. What we are looking at is to have people where we have to go beyond having it in Delta, in Onitsha and Ogidi, but to go to the north, to go to places where people, IDP camps, where people need this, palliatives and medical attentions. You have more widows now in the north than anywhere else. So we need to structure a better way and a safe way to do it. The medical intervention, by the time you look at it, we should have only in Ogidi close to maybe 1,008 to 2,000. We have more than enough drug. I traveled to the US, I came back with drugs from the US. The top drugs for high blood pressure, for diabetes, we have it. Something that they cannot afford. Even some people who are well-to-do, they can afford it. Those are the top range of drugs. Even when the doctor, the consultant here saw it, he said, no, that is out of it.
Well, the act of giving back can never be overemphasized. We encourage everyone to touch as many lives as they can.